Good Thanksgiving evening, everyone. This is Jacob Mountain live here in the Southern Michigan Weather Center. And I just wanted to take a few minutes this evening to discuss the latest information we have on the lake effect snow that will be impacting the region. Not only as we head into Black Friday tomorrow, but throughout the holiday weekend and even into portions of early next week. We do have a lot to discuss here, so we're going to get right to it. Starting off with a look here at the live Doppler network coming from Grand Rapids. As you can see, there's not too much going on right now. Maybe a little bit of lighter precipitation lighter on the immediate Lake Michigan shoreline. So think areas like Hart, Whitehall, Muskegon, Grand Haven, Holland, down to like South Haven. There might be a little bit of light precipitation ongoing. Same out towards like the Lansing area. Radar might be detecting a little bit of lighter precipitation. But overall, there's not too much going on at this time. There was a little bit more in the way of light activity earlier this holiday afternoon, but overall, it's been relatively quiet. That is going to be a different story as we head towards later tonight and into the day on Friday as you're doing your Black Friday shopping, if those are your plans. Now we're going to go take a look at some other information we do have for you. Start off with the latest weather alerts. The National Weather Service in Grand Rapids earlier this afternoon issued winter weather advisories for a good chunk of West Michigan. You see include areas like Ludington, Muskegon, Grand Rapids, down to Kalamazoo and Jackson. All the counties you see here shaded in this purple color, those are winter weather advisories that are in effect as of tonight and heading through Saturday morning. The individual details on those advisories should be scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Actually, just bear with me here just for a second. Looks like that software. Alright, bear with me. I gotta restart that crawl system. Gotta restart that. Looks like that stopped working, so we're gonna have to. We're gonna take the crawl down for now, but in a nutshell, winter weather advisories in effect for portions of West Michigan from as of 7 o'clock tonight, so now until 7 a.m. Saturday morning, excuse me. So basically, we will be in it for a little while of this lake effect snow, because even after the advisories expire, there is additional chances for lake effect snow going all the way into early next week. We will be discussing that here over the next few minutes as well. Taking a look now at one of the shorter range computer models we look at, and that is the HRRR model, also known as the High Resolution Rapid Refresh model. And as you can see, it stopped here at 7 o'clock. As of 7 o'clock this evening, this computer model is showing not much going on. And we agree with that, looking back at the live radar. But as we head into later on tonight, we'll stop here at 3Z. That is 10 p.m. And you can see it's starting to pick up a little bit. And as we head into the overnight hours of tonight, the lake effect snow should really begin to pick up. And if you look closely here, you can see some of the darker blues beginning to show up. That is a sign of some heavier snowfall rates within some of these lake effect snow bands. Once you get under one of these heavier lake effect snow bands, it'll really start to pick up quickly. So that's just something I want you to be aware of, not only tonight, but into the day tomorrow as well. As we go throughout the morning, the lake effect snow will continue, and heading into the early afternoon again, not much really will change. We'll be seeing lake effect snow bands, some of which could be locally heavy in spots at times. Taking a look now at another computer model we look at, and this one called the Euro, is what we look at generally going into the longer range. Now, we have stopped here at overnight Friday and early Saturday morning. And as we continue into the day on Saturday, you can see the activity will continue. Now, there will be time periods throughout the holiday weekend and early next week that it will begin to lighten up some. I do not think it will end at any point completely, but it may not be snowing as much during these time periods throughout the holiday weekend and even into early next week, but the chance is still there. Excuse me. And another point I want to clarify is that these longer range models, they are lower resolution. They may not pick up the little bezel scale features that could easily enhance any lake effect snowfall within a certain region at a certain point in time. So just because it looks like there will be less on the map at this time, and that might be true, but there still will be some areas that will be probably receive at least some light snow activity throughout the holiday weekend and even into early next week. We're going into Sunday here. As you can see, it picks back up a little bit. So that is just what I was just talking about. Just because it looks lighter at a certain point in time, it's not over. And it won't be over probably at least until the middle of next week. Going through Monday, again, same story. Tuesday, it's like a broken record, same story. And then as we head into Wednesday, we are monitoring the potential for a clipper system to come on down, which will bring back more snow for a more widespread part of the region as it tracks through. And another thing to keep in mind with these clipper systems, the lakes could easily enhance the snowfall rates within your typical lake effect prone snow zones. So that's another thing we need to keep an eye on. Now, there's still some uncertainty on exactly when these clipper systems will come through, so do not treat this particular image as exact fact, but we will be monitoring this and we'll continue to have updates on this as it comes closer. So now we're going to switch over to our other graphics, and we're going to start off with our potential snowfall forecast from tonight, and it goes through Saturday evening, and that is accounting for our Black Friday snow and even in the early and even into Saturday morning. As you can see here, the general theme is the heavier snowfall totals will be across portions of southwest Michigan within the typical lake effect snow zones. And while I do not have an actual area highlighted for the 8 to 12 inch zones, I will not be surprised if a few areas within the 5 to 8 inch zone exceeds the 8 inches and ends up in the 8 to 12 inch range. Due to the uncertainties of where exactly the lake effect snow bands will set up, I do not want to highlight an official area just yet, but just want you to be aware there's a chance you could be seeing some localized areas could be seen greater than 8 inches of snow by Saturday. And as you can see here, the much more greater potential for snow will be across northern lower Michigan, up around Traverse City towards Gaylord, and into other parts of northern lower. You could be seeing quite a bit of snow up there just through Saturday. We're now going to take a look here at a little bit longer range of a forecast. And this one will be running through Wednesday. But again, as I just discussed, there could be another clipper system which could add to this on Wednesday, pending uncertainties on when exactly it comes through. And as you can see here, again, southwest lower within the typical lake effect snow zones will generally be the winners locally with this system. And again, while I hesitated to highlight an actual 12 to 18 inch zone, again, due to the lake effect uncertainties on where exactly those heavier snow bands will set up, I did want to highlight the potential for some localized areas seeing over a foot of snow by the time all is said and done. And again, the big winners within the state will be the Upper Peninsula and even in the northern lower. Again, near Traverse City towards towards Gaylord, areas like that. We'll be discussing feet of snow by the time this is all said and done. Now, with this being a holiday travel weekend, I wanted to discuss the implications on traveling. I'm sure there's going to be quite a bit of traveling going on after our Thanksgiving. And there will be traveling relating to Black Friday activities. I know some of you want to go get some shopping done. Here we have some lake effect snow safety tips from our friends at the National Weather Service office in Grand Rapids. Again, with this lake effect snow, some impacts we'll be seeing include slow travel on those snowy roadways. I know MDOT will be out there doing the best they can. All the other county road commissions will do the best they can to keep the roads clear, but that's just something we need to be aware of. Especially if you get under a heavier snow band, these conditions could change quickly. And that also means visibilities can quickly drop to zero like that with little to no warning. So you have to be vigilant out there if you're traveling. And again, due to the nature of these lake effect snow bands, rapid changes in road conditions will be possible. Like, one area could be perfectly fine, the next mile, not so much. That's just how it goes with these lake effect setups. And again, the impacts will vary significantly over short distances. Again, same reasoning. That's just how it goes with these lake effect setups. One area might be fine, the next might not be so great. So that's why we want you to be aware of this and be vigilant if you are traveling. Now, some things you can do if you do encounter one of these heavier snow bands. First off, take it slow out there, slow down, and do not use your cruise control. As with cruise control enabled, if you manage to lose control of your vehicle, that will not help you out any. So, best to leave the cruise control off when you're traveling this weekend in one of these heavier snow bands. Use your headlights, as you want to be as visible as you can to other vehicles, and you all want to leave extra distance between vehicles, as in case something happens with one of the other vehicles on the road, you want to have time, as much time as you can, to stop or do other evasive actions to protect yourself from potential collisions or other issues. And if you happen before you leave and you see it's snowing heavily or something like that, may not be a bad idea to delay travel until the conditions improve. Again, as I was previously discussing, there will be times over the holiday weekend where we might not be seeing as much snow activity. I do not think it will completely shut off at any point, but some time periods might be better than others, so may not be a bad idea to take a look at the radar before you leave. And if you see it's relatively quiet, like not too much going on, it'll probably be okay, at least on the highways and stuff, where I'm sure the DOT and other county road commissions will be doing their best to keep the main roads clear. Your side back roads, those will probably be tricky for a while, as the colder air will be sticking around for a while, so those back roads might be tricky for a while, but the main roads, if you encounter a period where it's not snowing so much, again, you might be alright. But again, if you look at the radar or look out the window seeing it's snowing heavily, unless you have to be traveling, not a bad idea to hold off. We're going to finish up here with one more look at the live radar. And once again, not too much going on right now, but the snow will begin to pick up as we head to later on tonight and into the day on Friday. Taking a look at our chat, I don't see any questions. I will stand by here just for a minute while we wait for any potential questions. If you have any, don't be afraid to ask. And doesn't look like we have anything, so I will go ahead and do a quick summary of what we were just mentioning. So again, snow, while it doesn't seem like too much right now, it will pick up probably over the next few hours and will continue into the day on Friday. Additional lake effect chances will be possible through the holiday weekend and even into early next week. Into the longer range, we are monitoring some other systems which could bring snow to the area, but as it's that far out, we don't want to rely on a certain model for that, so we will be keeping an eye on guidance, and we'll have updates on those potential systems as we become closer. As for snow, the generally locally the heavier impacts, not only through Saturday but even in the early next week, will generally be in southwest lower within the typical lake effect snow prone zones. In some areas, by the time all is said and done, by the end of the period, midweek could be seen over a foot of snow. Although we did not highlight that in any of our forecasts, which I will actually go ahead and show here. While we did not highlight an actual 8 to 12 to 18 inch zone, that is still a possibility we will be monitoring over the next little while. Again, and then the big winners across the state, again, will be portions of the Upper Peninsula and Northern Lower. Still don't see any questions here, so we are probably going to go ahead and call it here. Continue to monitor not only here on YouTube, but on all of our social media platforms and our recently launched website, where we have a blog where we will be posting the latest information as well. This is Jacob Melton here in the Southern Michigan weather, wishing you a great and safe rest of your Thanksgiving holiday and a safe holiday weekend. Thank you for tuning in, and be sure to follow us here and subscribe here on YouTube, and follow us on our social media platforms for the latest information during this snowy time period. Talk to you guys later.